Hello, and welcome to my video lecture on the disjointness constraint for supertypes. So here, this is an example of we have a situation where we're trying to determine and make a rule. Again, this is all about business rules. So whether or not a instance of a supertype may simultaneously be a member of two or more subtypes. So the previous video was on completeness constraints. This is somewhat different, or pretty much different, in that we have a supertype and we want to say whether or not a supertype can be a member of two or more subtypes. So the disjoint rule is that an instance of a supertype can be only one subtype. The overlap rule will say that an instance of the supertype can be more than one of the subtypes. So again, let's go back to our example of a patient. A patient will either be admitted and become a resident patient, or they will be sent home and be an outpatient. A patient cannot be an outpatient and a resident patient. So in this case, this is the disjoint rule. A patient cannot be simultaneously both an outpatient and a resident patient. The overlap rule goes back to part. So part, we've got a part may be both manufactured and a purchased part at the same time, but has to be at least one of them, right? So we have the double line, which goes back to our specialization, a total specialization rule, which means it has to be either a manufactured part or a purchased part. But the overlap rule says that we can have a part that we both manufacture and purchase. So we may be in a situation where we manufacture parts, but at times our manufacturing pace will not keep up with demand for our parts. So sometimes we have to go out and purchase some of those parts to make up for assembly problems. So in this case, we can have parts, and a part can be both manufactured and purchased, and therefore that's the overlap rule. And that will conclude the discussion on the disjointness constraint.